Going into this tournament, titled as the underdogs in their group, Immortals had to accept their loss against FaZe, who came into the first matchup like a whirlwind ready to destroy. In a showing of grit your teeth and get it over with, they won every upcoming match against their opponents in tense matches that ended up real close.
Last-ditch attempt, but Henny hits another shot here. This should be yes. FNX is given a free kill. Just
in their last match, they ended the journey of Fnatic after an epic comeback from 13-2 down. Immortals, who should definitely not be underestimated, will certainly have some more surprises ready for us. With the cold wind of the north, this team arrived and left their opponents speechless. North started into the group phase with a loss against Heroic, but it seemed like after that match they wanted it even more.
Nice shot on the second. Emerzeldo has found the kill on his teammate Snax, and Taz, he's got a fight too. Swings out, can't do it, North.
Tearing down Virtus Pro and the other opponents, they lost their last match against the weakest team by the end of the group, SK Gaming. Nevertheless, they moved out of the group phase as second and will face the underdog of this tournament, Immortals, and show us all what they're made of.
One more map to determine who will make the semi-finals. It is our first quarterfinal of the day here in the Spodek. The arena has been packed, the crowd making noise for good Counter-Strike, and that, my friends, is a pleasure to say. Now, hopefully a pleasure to watch, is Cobblestone. We've seen Cash and Overpass be played, and the scene so beautifully set by that video, we can just jump straight into the nitty and the gritty. Introducing nitty is Natu, and gritty, that is Sponge. Good to have you with me, boys. What do we make of North and their success on Cobblestone here in Katowice? It's been a pretty strong and whirlwind-like performance.
Definitely surprising for me to see it back in their map pool so strong. I know that they had that game against Virtus Pro at the Major and that kind of stuff, but it's something that, in my opinion, had dropped off. But it's good to see it was their go-to, and they were able to get all of their wins in the group on it.
Yeah, it's an interesting map for them to watch, just watch them do a default and how they kind of swarm the map like a plague, part by part. You know, they've really broken down a default to multiple different parts that they've really fine-tuned as well. So it's fun to watch, and then before you know it, they'll have a lot of ground, and they force you as a CT to fall back, less information, gives them the room to execute whatever they want to, but then they'll have the odd fast B play come in to catch you off guard. So they're a very versatile team. I like to watch them on Cobble a lot.
Chad, you said you wanted aggressive CT plays. This is a map where you probably won't get what you want.
No, and I think the most we'll probably see will be like drop boosts and things like that. We know Magix likes to push that A site when he's playing A long and he doesn't get pestered. So those are probably the two go-to things that we'll see. I don't know how exciting it's going to be from Immortals in the sense of what can you do, right? You need to invest a lot of utility to take B long control. If you want to hold that, you need to use even more utility. So for the CTs to find picks and to maintain territory for the entire round, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, it's very tough. I mean, this map, it's often been talked about, you know, before the whole swap Dust 2 and Inferno happened, a lot of pros were actually thinking Cobblestone could maybe be the one that goes under the hammer, just because, you know, it is very one-dimensional when it comes to aggression on a bomb site. It doesn't give you a lot of options to be able to get information or make different kind of plays, so it is definitely a tough CT side.
Tough CT side for them. We have to, of course, start talking about where this one goes. It's one map. We've seen Immortals thrive in the best-of-1 format, only faltering to FaZe, but scalping some of Counter-Strike's best. NIP, Fnatic, Astralis all fell to the Brazilian side, and North could very well be the fourth. What do you make of it, Chad? What do you think about Cobblestone and where this one does end up?
I think this is a much harder map for Henny to find his place in the game. You know, without that CT aggression, he's not going to be able to search for picks like he was on Overpass and Cache. On the T side as well, it's harder to engage that AWP. The CTs don't have to play it. They don't have to give you picks. They can play much more reserved, and then once you take the territory, bombard you with utility, push you back, and really suffocate you out. So he's been a big factor so far for Immortals, but I think he's going to find himself having a rough time this game.
For me, the two teams that have been pretty good on CT aggression, understanding, you know, for me at least, when you're CT aggressive, you kind of need to two-man it. You need to be two guys at one position, be it side hall, be it middle, then you have a system of how do you work it. I feel like VP is one team, and North is another team that is really good at that, and wasting his time as much as possible before they get the ground to be able to execute.
Well, it's going to be intriguing, there's no doubt about it. They are still in their team huddle, so the win conditions for Immortals, it does seem like you're just going to start listing players' names, Chad. Is that the ground you've laid for this one?
Well, my biggest concern for Immortals right now is the fact that they can find those first picks, but they're not always capitalized on them. And you're going to have to do that in this map because the CTs can get a lot more multi-frags, you know? So even though you might get that opening kill and spread them thin, there's a lot more chance for multi-kills, in my opinion, on Cbble. So they have to make sure they do capitalize and don't give it away to a 4v4, or they're throwing away that little advantage they do have.
And they need to capitalize on after plans as well. We saw some scrappy ones from them, missed positions, you know, not really having the crossfires, letting North take the opportunity. So I think those are the kind of small things that are gonna swing the favor towards North. So if the Immortals wants to have a chance, make it work in that way.
Make it work. Well, you saw it on your screens. North have finished their team huddle with a roar. Will it be a courageous roar or will it be a meager meow? We'll find out at the end of Cobblestone, but now it is time to introduce your storytellers for this final map of our first quarterfinal. It's Henry G and Sadakist who will be shouting their lungs out for you guys in the Spodek and at home.
Yes, Alex, it's not often my stories are friendly for all audiences, but I think this one will be. And I think this series in a lot of ways has been about survival for North. I think they've just done enough. They nearly pulled back on Cash. They almost lose on Overpass. They win that in overtime. Now this is their map. I think now they're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I think so. They'll be starting on the CT side as well. We'll get straight into this one. Ladies and gentlemen, the third map of our first quarterfinal. There we go. We've still got 5 sets of armor, 5 USPs. North will be unable to have the defuse kit in this situation. In terms of the Immortals bar, we have got 4 sets of armor for them. Steel with 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs hitting Cajun. He's getting aggressive, trying to check out these close quarters. Doesn't find anything just yet, but they will be ending up towards B by the looks of things.
Smoke bounced off boxes will cover off the broken wall, but Cajun has found himself a nice slot through that to look down toward the corner at the long position drop room. And it's AZ that wants to take this challenge, has to back away, sees them immediately, goes passive, but he still holds from E-Box. He'll get some vision, but not toward the window. That's where Config is, and he's already got one going by. Expels a lot of ammunition on Henny, who finds his second kill. His brother, he steps up to get AZ down, and just like that, it's Cajun B on 3, overwhelmed, and Magisk in a 1 versus 4. And they know now that they've cleared enough players off likely toward B. Forget going toward A. Don't even contest the fact Magisk is alive. We know he's capable of a lot. Just planted on B.
Well, he famously plays towards long A, so that's a good call from Immortals overall. Nice little A split back towards B. Henny opening things up with some Glock kills there. Getting towards that drop-down position. AZ could not shut them down. Up to Majors now, but just as I say that, Henny finds his 3rd frag. Very good round overall from the Immortals. Second round comes in. This will be the force buy from North. We saw them have a more conservative approach on maps like Cash. Config comes in with the Scout. Desert Eagle for MSL. AZ down to the CZ. And we'll see whether they can get anything rolling here. It's a very difficult map to find these openings on CT options at the start of rounds. Very limited. Like Chad said, if I've got the boost up towards drop down, maybe mid doors, you're aggressive there. That's about it, really. Terrorists now holding up. They've got 3 AK-47s, Steel with the MAC-10, bolts of the UMP, and Config. Looking to get aggressive here towards long A. Certainly an option for him. Has to get the headshot to find the kill. Nails it, but can't find the frag. Lucas takes him down.
Steel looking over the top as well. It's AZ again that wants to watch drop room. This time he's got an even tougher task. MSL's getting a little bit aggressive out toward long A. He's going to be greeted by Lucas, but better shot. Lucas goes down. Unfortunately, the gun, for obvious reasons, is very, very far away from where that happens, but it's still a kill. Yeah. It's still something to work with. Yeah,
4 on 4. Still have the Scout in hand as well. MSL actually very good with that weapon. We'll see whether he can find another frag here. 1 minute mark comes in. We're actually going to be heading up towards A here to finish things off. Steel has got the mid control of the MAC-10. Checking out danger. Only 1 player on this side of the map now. It's MSL, but he has got that Scout. Looking to get tagged and stay alive as long as possible. In terms of utility for the terrorists here, 1 flashbang. MSL could actually do some serious damage here. Let's see whether he can nail a few of these shots. 35 seconds remaining, but unfortunately for him, Henny blows his head off on the site, and that should be round over at this point.
Still will double check all possibilities in the site. Didn't check barrels, peculiar enough, but confidence no less. Plants a cannons, very wide open plant to watch from the top of middle and AZ. Runs through the fire to try and see what he can see inside of the site. I still love the glitch with the CZ where the ammo gets pulled out of the front and then loaded back into the handle and then back into the gun and then back into the handle.
It's good, isn't it?
It's nice. It's a little magic trick.
Well, 1-0 turns to 2. Not very much they could do with that scout. They managed to get 1 kill there as MSL, who picks up the scout, but actually finish off the Lucas with the Desert Eagle there. They'll be holding on to, what have they got remaining? They've got CZs, 2 sets of armor as well. The scout will not be taken to the next round. This is why for the round it was almost impossible to have anything working there at all. So fall back, try and see what we can do with these upgraded pistols. Next round, Cbble presumably going to be trying to hunt. He's actually in Rapunzel Tower just to silence USP. Won't get anything for that one, but there it is, 2-0 in favor of Immortals. And we have to talk about this map. Whenever we cast them before, it was like the era before Zeus joined Immortals. That's when they looked phenomenal in Cobble. They were like just manhandling everyone, getting like 13 rounds on the T side.
It's true, and that was the Showtime era.
Yeah.
Because remember, Zeus took from Showtime, Showtime stepped in for SK, and now he's actually back on the current Luminosity roster, if I'm not mistaken. Third Brazilian roster that's trying to do damage in North America. But you're right, they were very good. And they struggled to reform ever since then. Meanwhile, though, boost up. Easy's got some vision, they know it. So a Molotov from Steel, well played, and forces them both to have to move.
Yeah, they can't do anything about that. Well, Immortals have given a lot away on their anti-eco rounds. Cobble, pretty simple procedure. Hold up the aggression to the start of the round. Try and find 1 pick, get some control towards maybe drop down, split between the upper platform itself. The bomb's still down towards top and middle, so still an option to go back towards mid or long A. Bolt's just showing a bit of presence that I don't think they'll be committing towards B by the looks of things now. He's just trying to show there is some people over here and you shouldn't rotate from B just yet.
So pull back off of B. As you mentioned, shouldn't rotate from B just yet, but CTs may need to do so soon because Lucas has MSL. Now they'll get on the horse and start to walk, or prounce, or whatever it is. Trot, I think.
Trot is good.
Yeah,
that works.
Perhaps a gallop even, a stern pace, because they've got to get there quickly with everyone going down so quickly on the doorstep. Lucas gets tagged to 2. But just got 56 is the last, and he's found by a waiting bolt perched above inside of the drop room. And it goes 3-0, but now guns are drawn. No AWP, or will there be?
But this is the point now. Immortals, this is what we call a bonus round, when you have a successful anti-eco in round 2 and 3, and you're managing to take over SMGs on towards this first gun round. I've seen a Deagle drop. Maybe they're not going to allow it. Okay, Lucas takes the Mac 10 and upgrades. Okay, so they won't be going for something super fast. This still has the Mac 10, so he'll maybe focusing towards drop down. It makes a lot of sense. There's sometimes unarmored heads on the CD side that they force by in the second round, like Config's currently got, and FNX very quickly making his way in, trying to find that first frag. Cbble should take him down quite easily. There it is, 5-4.
Good shot, good positioning. Can switch it up as well. It's much harder to be dynamic, as you mentioned earlier with Henny and how he was playing on overpass. It's hard to be dynamic. That's a foiled smoke. That one landed on top of the wall. Didn't drop down to cover off the alleyway. Lucas still manages to get AZ though, but Config slipped up. Not gonna be ready, jumps down, Config's there, greets them. Still 2 above. And he knows he's likely to have company from this, but he sets up 2 headshots, no kills. And Config switches to the pistol because he's low on ammunition, but with the damage dealt, it could be enough to find those 2 kills and leave Henny in a world of trouble.
Great
He's
work.
rotated over to babysit.
Yeah, that's really nice from Config overall. Pushing up, just when they lose that player as well, he manages to get 2 dinks in and a kill as well. So that's actually almost 3 kills in total. Bolts and Lucas pretty much removed from this round. It's up to Henny now to recover this 4-on-3 situation with 2 very low comrades.
Lucas waiting. Perhaps there'll be a boost. It's not likely, but he's hopeful. No need for him to try and search for such information, and MSL waiting down below. Makes no mistake taking him out. Bomb was dropped. Bolts will have to go to the same position, but it gets thrown back far enough that he won't be exposed, and thankfully MSL wasn't peeking, but it's back over toward A. They'll approach. At this point, a plant would be a successful round, considering it's 15 seconds, and there's 2 inside of the site to defend them instead. I think the obvious is written. It's going to be a save. They'll have to sit back. North will pick up there first, so the bonus doesn't work. But as you mentioned, the bonus, the reason you do it, you don't invest much into this round. So if you concede it, great. North win a round, that's fine. But you're able to buy in the next, and you can still break the economy based on a 3-round reset of North.
So Henny will presumably drop over an AK-47. He can get the AWP himself. That would make sense at this point. We'll see where they decide to do it. Cbble open things up, of course. That's what you normally see on those first bonus rounds. Players going very quickly towards the upper platform, trying to shut down any CTs that potentially won't have the AWP there. But Cajun, he played quite a conservative game himself, managed to have that weapon and shut it down. So Henny does indeed have the AWP. Looking towards danger for now, has decent vision of it as well. Always seeing if anyone challenges towards him side of the map, but Magis isn't going to be in there, but he won't face this. He has to be smoking it off. The stalemate. The smoke's been deployed. Terrorists can't really gain any ground for now. We'll have to wait for those to go down.
He lopped out toward long and no one waiting. They are getting closer on that side of the map. Bolts again will be the one tasked with pulling off the B tunnels for anyone that pushes through. Config's already shown aggression there once. But does Magisk get rolling? Is this when they start to cater to him to start pushing in that position? Unfortunately, he's already found as he gets to the bottom of danger. There's nowhere to hide. MSL wasn't able to compensate the difference. He gets one trade, but FNX putting him in the grave means that they start to work toward the site with smokes off too, in fact. I think there was a miss thrown on the first at the door. The lack of smoke toward the balcony, though, means AZ drops in, and Cajun's already got FNX, which means the retake's entirely likely. The flash is timed, means that the cross happens. That's fine. AZ's still close enough that he could catch off the planter. Steal looking the wrong direction. Looks back in time, but still finds the headshots that are sufficient, and Bolts has to slip in through the horse's stable. Henny's waiting well down removed from all of this. No vision of the bomb at bottom middle because he's trying to get the last remaining rotation with the AWP. This becomes a tall order. It's Bolts that has to hold it off. Success against Daisy will buy him space in doing so. They're not able to trade it, and Henny's able to get config, so his waiting pays off, and Cajun's got it all to do. Taps the bomb, has the kit, pulls them out, can't land the shots immediately, and time ticking faster. He's got to tap again. Bolts commits, nails it as well. 4-1, and that's why the bonus round's effective, because now there's a potential reset for North.
Yeah, big round there for Immortals. Slow default to kick things off there, then getting that slow long A control towards middle as well. They find Major's boy towards danger room, and actually finding MSL on the rotation as well. It comes down to a tight situation. Once Cajun B rotates in, he gets an AWP kill, AZ towards the side as well, but Bolt from the stables. That was the key frag to bring it to the 3-on-2. If he dies there, it's pretty much round over. The CTs will overwhelm them, but he holds his nerve. He's been making some questionable decisions and some big misses in some of the big rounds early on overpass, but that's a big one for him to take into their favor, and a pause comes in, and you're right, it is going to be a lot of reset potential here. So North could buy into this round. It's around $3,000 per player. Cajun be a little bit less than that, so it's AZ. So it'd be a really rough buy, be a mixture of like Desert Eagles, shotguns, FAMASes. Wouldn't be great. I would say take the eco on the chin at this point, partial buy into this round, and allow Immortals to take round number 5. We'll be 5-1 in their favor at this point. That's the sort of scorelines we're used to seeing from them back in the day on this map. Very good on it indeed. And the unpause comes in, so 5 USPs for now. They might not invest a single penny into this one. Here's the replay of one of the opening kills. It must have been really tight or a flick shot.
This was, I think, Magisk gets pushed in. Yep, that's where they found him.
Super tight, okay.
Actually, it's impressive to pre-aim that, especially because that's not necessarily a common position. You're staying above the stairwell there.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, nothing invested into this round for North at all. This is almost guaranteed for Immortals. Their money's starting to swell now. They win this round, they have Bolts who'd be just under $10,000. And the objective here, to keep 5 players alive. Contact play towards the A bomb site. We talk about these guys not necessarily having the great amount of tactical depth, but they're very good at just sticking together and playing good, fundamental Counter-Strike. This is perfect, like we said before in the previous map. You get the bomb down without a single frag being obtained in CS, that's almost the dream call at that point. CT's can't really do much about this. Steel's holding the rotations, and that's going to be it. They'll just be gifting money towards the terrorists at this point. They've got them completely locked in.
FNX should be the next to make some bank.
$600 right there.
CT side slow start for North. Not something we commonly see on Cbble.
They're normally great on the CT side.
Best side of any map, I would say, almost.
Yeah, Luis, remember that CT side against VoDs Pro at the Major? They got the 12-3 there, and Major's boys stepping up and posting one of the most impressive performances I think we've ever seen in a quarterfinal.
And that's, well, it was the most impressive single half we've ever seen in a Major. He set, I think, the second highest kill total ever in a half. I think World Edit had the most at E-League.
Yeah.
And then in a Major, he was the highest by, I think, 3 kills over, or I guess 2 over 27. I can't remember who it was. Point I want to make, though, with that is they know, you said, famously plays long A. How do they approach that? Is Immortals going to be more timid? Are they going to try and not play to his favor or advantage at all? Do they use as much utility as they possibly can to take away his vision every time they do it? It becomes a bit of a mastermind in that sense to try and mess with Magisk. because they know if they just walk in not expecting it, he'll sweep them under the rug like everyone else.
He's the linchpin. If they know how he's playing and they can find him consistently, then that's going to be great for them. They're going to be challenging once again. Lucas going to be taking his first shot, but there it is. Mage's boy finds 2 frags. He's so good in this position. Mows 2 down. His teammate MSL backing him up with the smoke as well. They can now retreat. This is the perfect start to the round.
Point in case. So I just finished saying, are they going to use utility?
Yep.
Are they going to use anything? If you walk into him, he'll sweep you under the rug. He takes 2 immediately. That's exactly what he's been waiting for, his first 2 kills of the game as well as they finally challenge. They do get a little bit to work with, but that's because it's calculated aggression. They get the kills, they fall back to the site. So FNX may walk into Stables. They still have a riddle to solve, and MSL's not going to be exposed in behind the bomb site hut. Bomb's just in the hands of Henny, just now getting toward long A. And FNX, if he swings out, how's the call here? Because he should be able to catch off MSL, gets the kill, but then Magisk will know he's there. Does he wait? Oh, this is huge! FNX! What a play! Both go down in the site, he solves it. So much discipline, and look at him go now. Catches AZ on rotation, it's only Config and Cajun B left. That's brilliant.
Right. It doesn't get much better than that. From the stable, he's walking, and there's still a chance for North, though. Config finds a shot in return towards Bolt. 2-on-2 now. They've got 1 flashbang to work with, but an incendiary for Henny. He can lock down that balcony area, but looking for another AWP kill here.
You give him an inch, he takes the entire map.
Yep.
Molotov goes down, FNX looking for his 4th, finds it as well. Ace is available, but doesn't quite spot it. Cajun will put him down. It still means we're in a 1-on-1. The round is still winnable from North, despite the heroics of FNX and Henny. He's on the site, has to go to the pistol. It's up close, but he nails the headshot, and it's 6-1 Immortals.
FNX, that play was godlike. You could see how calm and composed he is in this situation. Most players will just pull the trigger at that point. He checks out, sees the shadow there, takes down Mages. MSL has no idea what's going on. That's after Mages found those first 2 frags as well. That's a 5-on-3. That's going to be really rattling North right now after losing that sort of advantage and that sort of play to come in. They're probably wondering what in God's name just happened to them. And another eco comes in. The MAC-10s come out for steal. 6-1 now. Very promising stuff from Immortals here on the T side. The map's certainly balanced out since the adjustments Valve made, so it's not like this is pretty par for the course at the moment. 5-on-4 just like that. Still does find MSL, but he does take a headshot in return. 3 players remain towards B for the CTs, but they're starting to rotate back towards A. Cajun and AZ doubting the B side right now, and Config, he'll be taking the challenge. Nails the deagle. He's always so good in this position.
Tagged up, though, down to 10. He nearly got a free shot when Bolts had the Molotov cocked and ready. Make up for it still, and they get closer. They cover off. Oh, the archway. That is close from Lucas because he stayed there much longer. The crosshair placement was almost dead on for another headshot from the Deagle. Instead, though, they calculate it. They get the Molotovs down. They clear out the angles on the platform itself. And oof, he gets the shot through the wall. It looked like Lucas hit that with the AK. They find all the kills required, so it's 7-1 North. We just finished saying it. This is their best side. Oftentimes, they finish the map close because of how well they started on CT. This is concerning for them.
Absolutely concerning. It will be 4th stage loss bonus. They take a full eco here, pretty much, apart from some deagles, so they can buy the next round. Cajun can buy the AWP. He's got $6,000, but it's 7-1 now. 4 players surviving for the Immortals side as well. $10,000 in the bank for Henny. He's already got the AWP as well. In terms of, you think back to the rounds they've won, we haven't seen that full wall of smokes towards B. We haven't seen a fake back towards A. It's all just been stay together, find the frags, get an opening, or just walk into the A-bomb site completely undetected and kill everyone.
FNX to the top, a drop. Fast pace. He's going to try and take the fight. Molotovs go down. He quickly checks to make sure no one's underneath. It's AZ again that has to back off. We know he's been playing that position, but this time he doesn't have config outside in connector, and MSL's not in a rotation position, so he plays window instead, and it slightly weakens off their B site.
They did find Steel on the other side of the map. That was Mages once again opening things up, but he got 2 in the round before, and they still lost a round. So a lot of danger here. The good news is FNX is down to 49 HP, and he's still with that AWP though. Good HE grenade, doesn't do a ton of damage, but does tickle config a little bit there as they get control of drop down room. He won't be falling back just yet.
Still slow and steady pace from Lucas. Flash goes out. It works against him. He still manages to get it into config, but AZ's there. So 2, FNX again. 3 versus 3. They've pulled back a deficit to make it possible to get inside of the site. Cajun, a little bit late to get in position, still finds Bolts peeking down the alleyway. And back to the rock. They hold off. And they've got the rotation from Magisk in toward the B halls. They don't need to give up the site, they just need to buy space. Cbble again will hit Henny, and FNX spots near the side of the rock, but the pre-fire won't pay off. Him versus 3. Last time, he had 3 very impressive 4 in the round kills, but not in a clutch situation. He goes to the op instead. No one peeking him yet, misses the shot at E-Box, and MSL makes him pay.
7-2. If he gets one more kill there, that would be damaging to North, but they managed to keep 3 players alive overall. Towards that drop-down position, that's where Immortals focus towards, but Cbble rotating with the AWP, managing to find the kills required, and finding their second round. It's 7-2 now in favor of Immortals. This is another tall order for North. In terms of the reinvestment, getting all their grenades back out into fuse kits, they've got 3 players down to around $0, so you need to be very careful there. Majors once again with MSL, setting up another crossfire here. We saw this actually throughout the tournament. They've played this map 4 times already, man, so we've seen a lot of them, right? This setup they've got right now, Majors baiting an MSL. MSL looks into the wall, and as soon as he gets blind, or his teammate gets blind, he'll turn around and back him up. So, like we said before, Immortals not known to use that much utility to take these sort of choke points. There's the flashbang, MSL will be ready to strike.
So Magisk and MSL. It's time with utility to try and force Magisk's hand. MSL's gonna back set a crossfire after they clear the other side. They've already peeked this side as well, so they're not gonna expect him there. But Magisk, that's exactly what they needed to do. Blinded, burned to a crisp, and can't even get a shot off. That gives them long control once more. Immortals, it almost seems like, aside from the round they walked into Magisk, have strats up their sleeve to counter off the play style of North, including that of AZ at drop. Not just Magisk at long, and Steel's gonna cut off rotations, go for the guns that are likely to be trying saved in this, as well as the reset. Didn't see him as he looks to the left. Does now, certainly does now, takes down Cajun. That's the op gone. Config might try and work toward that, but this is a full reset. Immortals have a very healthy lead now in this half.
Yeah, indeed, and Config gives his position away now. They'll be trying to hunt him down, but he's doing some good work here, finds 2 kills in return, and make it 3. So the damage that has been inflicted here in terms of the economy to Immortals is significant, but they have got, I guess actually that's pretty significant considering they've only got about $2,000 per player right now, and he saves the AWP. If he manages to do that, he's done his team a world of good going forward. He won't win the round, of course, but at least he's given them some sort of platform to work with going to that next round. They're only going to get $1,400 on top of this. And saving the AWP, we say it all the time in this map, that's all it takes on this sort of CT side. One player like Cbble to go aggressive at the start of the round towards middle, gets that first pick with the AWP, falls back towards B, he's trying to funnel them himself and dictate the momentum of the round. It's going to be a pause, of course, coming in from MSL. Makes sense, they've got an AWP to work with here. Do they force into this round? Do they go all in? Purchase the Eagles' body armor around this AWP, maybe a UMP here or there? It's a very difficult call. Or do you just allow Immortals to presumably get to 9-2 here? Pick your poison time. Where would you go, Matt?
Well, the difference between medicine and poison is in the dose, Henry.
Right.
So how much do they want to invest? It's going to be a shotgun on MSL. That indicates to me they're going in.
All in. 5-7s, max 7s, AWPs, CZs. Let's see if they've got any residual cash here. Major's boy, no, he's all in as well. They only get $1,900 in the next round. To be fair, if they didn't force into this round, they would have been eco regardless. They've got the AWP to work with here. They might as well give it a go. M4 for Config, that's about as good as he's going to get. Max 7, CZ now. Need to start picking up rounds. Only 2 on the CT side so far. Keep our eyes on Cajun to see where he'll be posting himself towards the back of the B side for now. That looks like where we'll be finishing up here for Immortals at least. It's FNX watching the flanks. They're concentrating towards drop down for now.
Easy waiting below. CZ does manage it as well. The CZ has been more impressive than the Tech 9 in this event for whatever reason. As it finds yet another kill, and that's going to force back Immortals. They can't commit all the way through. They can't afford to give up more in that position. And it comes to Cajun's AWP because Config's walked out. Confirm that Bolts is there, and Cajun gets a clean peek, nearly a second, but it's easy again to catch him with the CZ, and onto the AK he goes. Magisk caught in transition as he tries to walk through drop. And it's down to just 2 remaining. MSL's got prime position, but does he have the read, or do they spot him out? Because it's a shotgun, he has to wait for them to cross in front. They're not going that direction. FNX is still waiting for the flank. He has to be patient. And Henny can't overcommit either. He needs to find a pick. Boils down to just FNX. Problems ensue. He's gonna go over drop, and he gets the pick he's looking for. Cajun's in the same position though, same AWP, looking back down at him. Does he expect there to be a double peek from one position? Considering there's only 3 left, or are they thinned out? That's the hard call. And FNX, he may have left, but Henny now knows that it's his turn to watch the flank, and they are definitely considering it together. Good shot, Cajun B, though FNX goes down. That's gonna pull Henny's attention in to hit Cajun B, and that means MSL from range. Can't do anything with the shotgun. But where does the post plant? They know it's gonna be the timing. They're expecting this flank, Henny, or is he? Looks that way during the plant, but now he's gone around the other side of it. No gun picked up, now swaps over. He's got the AK-47, it's dead, and Henny's on an AWP to try and find the shot. And he's getting closer to getting him in the open. Light shot instead, finds it with the Tech 9, no mistake about it. And I think the dose was too much because this is poisonous now. 9-2, the 4 spot's gonna haunt them.
Yeah, that was an all-in procedure there. And to be fair, Immortals almost gave it away. This is something I always say about this team. Very skilled individual and great fundamentals in terms of Counter-Strike and how it should be played as a team, but they're lacking the tactical execution in terms of grenades. They needed to throw a few more smoke sets and flashbangs before running one by one into what they knew was the saved AWP. Gave Cajun some windows of opportunity there, but they managed to avoid the danger with amazing play from Henny. 3 kills to him once again. That's such a key round. Look at this full eco coming in from North now. Fast play towards drop down. A P90 coming in for the fun as well. Should be a very simple round. As Steel finds 2 frags. They just does get something back with Silence USP, but that should be about it.
Steel, no HP. Goes down to Magisk. But 10-2 Immortals, T-side cobblestone? No way.
No, having it.
Not if I had $1 billion, would I lay $1 million on this.
Okay. We've seen crazier comebacks.
Not saying it's done, but I wouldn't have bet on this start. I'd love $1 billion, wouldn't you?
I'm working on it for us, don't worry.
All right, good.
I'll sort it out.
Good to know. Another skins gambling website?
Possibly.
Good to know. Just let me know the rates. Steel gets through the smoke, spots immediately, top of middle. Low HP for MSL as he's completely taken and removed from the equation. He's got to go back to the back of the site. And with Magisk again getting countered, he's not come to life in that position at all. It means he's a sitting duck for Lucas to find. Molotov will hold off balcony. Good response from Lucas, but they've got to back out of it.
It's so hard to watch. 4-on-2, and they're getting burned alive as well. What can Cajun even do here? He's got a smoke to work with, and Henny waiting for him in the vendor as well. Everything's locked out. At this point, you have this sort of lead. You can afford to be audacious. You can just push in as a team. Fast plays towards A, straight up middle. Find all the frags required. The CT's just clutching at straws. They don't have AWPs. They don't have incendiaries. They have to try and challenge you, and they're hitting all the shots required. Henny with another 2 frags into this round. FNX chiming in as well. This is going to be 11-2. This is so rough for North. This is almost getting to the point of no return. But to be fair, you think back to Cash. Feels like a lifetime ago now, Matt. They did lose 13-2 in the first half and brought it back to 16-14. Never give in. Never surrender. You can always try and pull it back. It's going to be 11-2. There's still a chance of getting 4 rounds here. But the money is tight. They have to force by these last 2 rounds, unfortunately.
Shotguns.
UMPs, FAMASes. What's Config bringing to the table? Just a 5-7. Really rough now. Knocked out at the quarterfinal of the major as well. Could be quite a similar tale as North now up against the ropes.
And Immortals last year were knocked out in the quarterfinal here versus Na'Vi in a 2-1 series before SK finally beat Na'Vi. That was the first time I think in the rivalry they beat them in a series. And it set them up for a final showdown with Fnatic. Neither of those teams, SK or Fnatic, made it through groups this time. Crazy to think about, but Steel's waiting, AZ's below. And AZ this time has a shotgun, not the CZ. Could even, if he's crazy enough, go for a jump shot, but I think he'll hold station, probably the smarter decision. Shots come through, Steel knows he's close, shotgun, gets it. Smoke comes out, he can't land the second shot, he just holds on it. Config!
Here we go.
Oh, Config! Through the wood, steps back, 2 headshots, and the only one with a save to a pistol makes it work. It's down to just FNX.
Okay, then. We've got something to work with now. 5-on-1. It will be 11-3. Desperately need that last round as well, but this is looking very good. They should be able to recover AK-47s at the end of this. It's up to FNX now. He has got the bomb in hand. Waiting for a mistake to be made. Has pulled off some spectacular moments here on this map so far. He's trying to hide all the weapons he can, Matt. He knows he's going down, so if he can save, hide the AWP up, it's difficult. Oh, no!
What? How does does MSL get that close?
Did they get the ult?
Watching him throw the ups, maybe he was gonna try.
They got it. They got the ult. Okay.
I mean, they saw it go up there. It was hanging over the edge. He could have jumped up and got it himself.
Oh, that was amazing. But here's the replay from Config. What a fantastic round for him. And once again, how many of these rounds have Immortals given away in this series? Like against Pistols and getting caught with their pants down in key choke points of the map. They need to start using the flashbangs a little bit more, the smokes and the Molotovs. They rely too much on just the core principles of CS and just working as a unit. Get caught out on those difficult rounds sometimes. It's going to be the final round of regulation though. MSL, he's just down to the max 7 still. Cajun B, he's got the orb. Good flashbang in, and he strikes, but doesn't land the shot just yet.
Tries to go for the preemptive. Smoke's gonna go back down toward the corner again, and Cajun will make sure they're pushed even further back by Molotoving off his left side. Bolts his right. He has to smoke himself in position rather than cross back out. Meanwhile, though, despite things going well for North to get positional control at long, drop has been lost. It's made amends by the fact that Cajun's able to turn his attention in toward the E-box. But they've still got steel down below, and their smoke's off, so he'll be able to secure that position and sit to wait for the call. He can still, even being committed to the drop, still swing through connector and go back to A if they elect to go that far. But the problem is that MSL, he's pushing through danger and will eventually get the information. Play from Config as well. Forget the fact that Steel's there, forget everything I just said. Slows the pace, and Cajun statue. Found 1.5 here with the assist last time. Gets the first on Bolts. Gets the second as he looks back to FNS. Good read. And Henny's the last with the up in the sight. Sees two. Hesitates for a moment. Makes sure he lands the first one. And now knows Cajun's looking his direction. Tries to bait him out with his shoulder. How fast was that from Henny? And he gets ready for the flank. He's read it well. MSL's closer than he might expect. He's made some noise. MSL peeks. But Henny gets back around the corner without being touched. Now knows he's got problems at the doorway. Taps the bomb because there's 9 seconds. Hits the shot, but it's a leg shot. That's going to be his demise, surely. Because Magisk's able to slip in. If he had hit that, I would have been done.
Well, he did. He just didn't get the frag there. MSL jumping in with the shotgun. 11-4 though, Matt. This is still doable. It was, what, 11-2 at one point, and we said the game was over, but that pistol round from Config, it brings it back. And FNX, he had some amazing rounds there. The final half will end 11-4, and we'll take a very quick break. Let's see if North can bring it back in the second half. Just didn't get the frag there. MSL jumping with the shotgun. 11-4.
Very impressive from Immortals. 11-4 North was very quiet. Magisk only had one round where he'd had any influence, you could say, toward long, and then FNX stole that back with an incredible play. So it's a large uphill battle for North to pull this back, and we'll start with the pistol.
Certainly will. As usual, 4 sets of armor for North and 1 smoke that's usually used towards the connector. And most teams heading towards B these days, and it looks like quite a fast approach coming in. MSL using the flashbangs nice and early, and CT's ready to receive there. They're nice and close as well, but it's going to be Mages to open things up.
Easy gets Steel down below at the broken wall coming out from drop as well, which means FNX is stuck in between 2. Somehow, he's fought to survive, but only just. It's on to Henny, 1 versus 3. Fast take on the B site by North. Henny, quick flash out, goes forward of it because he's trying to catch them turning, but instead he just reacts with that shot. And Config goes down. Nate toward the Hobbit hole, smoke off toward the bomb. It's not quite covering it entirely from our side of it, from Henny's side of it, but it does lock out the 2 players he seeks to find. And he has the kit. He's the one that was buying the kit. He doesn't have the armor. But look at the shots. That's incredible that he hits AZ at that range. He might find more here. He's gonna look for Magisk. He's tapped it off. He's going for it, but he can't land it. Magisk just barely holds on for North.
An incredible display of skill that was from Henny. Some fantastic USB shots, the faster B play from North, which was very promising up until the 3 versus 1. Henny almost denied the pistol there and potentially the game, but Mages, you said he had a quiet first half. He finds the round with 3 kills in total. And Immortals still force buying to the second round. They've had this lead before. Let's look back. Cash ended up all 30 rounds. Overpass actually went to overtime. So, although this scoreline suggests Immortals have a significant lead, North can always bring it back.
Config will slide over. And behind the right entry box. Look at A right now. Henny's at long, and MSL's made it up past him. He's gonna be on the heels of the CTs in the B site, and no one's gonna be ready for it. Bolts goes back to consider it goes down. That'll at least relay information to turn their attention, but he still has control of it. They still have to consider it. That thins their attention and divides them so much. But this is misleading, because now he's made the call to go back over toward A, thinking it's a stack, and he's not called for Henny because he's gone by Henny. The shotgun doesn't work out. That could have been absolutely amazing from Henny's perspective.
Anything but the shotgun there would have been great. He has the UMP, he gets multiple frags. He gets a headshot, and this round still possible. Not by much, as AZ actually finds a Molotov kill towards Lucas. That should tie things up now. But good work from MSL. He gets up towards middle. It's a brave play to make to get towards those connector doors and find a rotating CT player in the area. But at that point, Immortals shut them in towards middle. Like I said, anything but the Mag 7. He could have caused some serious damage there. Not meant to be. And North, this is where they start to get into it. This is why we always have this discussion. Force buying the second round, you have these huge leads when you go on the CT side. It's not really required because you can actually have the full AWP, you can have the M4s, the diffuse kits, and now you're actually finding yourself going 2-0 down, full eco next round, and then the first gun rounds, you're going to be missing some vital bits of utility, and potentially you won't have that orb. Henny, I don't think, he certainly won't. He's actually...
Yeah, he's way light of it.
At 1900 right now, so he fully invested into the previous round.
Yeah, 1900.
That's such a problem, isn't it? That's why I always find it so frustrating. You've got these superstar AWPers ready on your side. Allow them to finish the game off for you in that respect and trying to force something out with shotguns. It's obviously, there's a different approach and opinions in that scenario, but for me, I feel like that's the most efficient way to close the game out, the most satisfying way to do it instead of trying to find chance rounds with the upgraded pistols and shotguns.
So that's the lifeline, perhaps, something to read into it, the fact that he's only going to get $2,400 after this round. 3rd stage loss bonus on top of 19 no-op. Steel will check, spots Cajun under the arch. Cajun, meanwhile, just waiting to see if they'll push through to get desperate with the weapons that they do have. 2 saved SMG and then shotgun from FNX. And FNX is waiting at the broken wall as well. One of the 2 positions that we often say is beneficial for it. There's a few. Snack shows that it works well at long corner, but he's about the only one. It's usually broken wall and drop. We see it more commonly.
Yeah, well, players like Snacks, very proficient with that weapon on this map. Smokes be going towards B. This is how I wanted to see Immortals approach their anti-eco situations. All the smokes, all the flashbangs needed, eradicating risk. They would run into them, but it's not working out. Okay, FNX.
And the damage, and Lucas is able to pick it up before they can respond! Lucas gets them all! So well done with the shotgun at the broken wall. And it takes 2 hands, but it gets 4 kills.
That's insane. like I said, they did everything perfect there. They've used the flashbangs, the Molotovs, and the smokes were down, and the shotgun at the broken wall finds 4 kills. That's unheard of. Look at, he picks it up off the floor. They run past him. My God.
Ridiculous.
That's so sick.
And he just barely had time to wield the weapon after picking it up and get a shot off, otherwise he was dead. And that's the result. They were trying to bait in as well, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was it Steel over toward Hobbit Hole? Either way, they had another player in the fold that could have easily done damage.
A split coming in with the looks of things here, but Lucas is ready for another 2-man spray down, make it 3! They try to go towards drop down, and Lucas just denies them. Another headshot coming in with the UMP as well. It was a full-on fake towards the B side of the map. They dropped every bit of utility they had. They wanted to go down towards drop down and make their way towards A. Completely denied, though. They didn't expect or even anticipate that Lucas could be in that position. 3 kills once again.
Lucas sits on pallet, waits for anyone further to go after the bomb. But this should make it 13-6. 1 HP from Magisk. And the gun barrel gonna show from Config first with the crossfire. Second good shot. He actually manages to evade Henny, who runs out of ammo. If he turned to find that shot, it was game on. But now it's Magisk 1 versus 2. 1 HP, drops in 37 seconds to work with, has bomb. But they know he's inside a drop.
Yeah, they heard him drop down now, and now he just needs to hit a beautiful 1 shot here. They can't allow the CT to even fire a bullet in his direction. 1 HP. Such a difficult clutch. I'm not sure how you even go around winning this one. It's going to come down to something magical here, especially with 15 seconds remaining. As soon as he tries to plant the bomb, the CT towards Chicken Coop, he's done for. It's not winnable.
FNX is about to peek as well. Magisk will pull the bomb, tap it, dead. 3, 2, not even that long. Goes down, he had to commit to the plant, so no injection of money either for North as a result. If Config was able to hit that third and stay alive, then it was game on.
Absolutely.
13-6.
Spray down though. This was so sick. Running through the smoke as well. They just committed so much towards the B side. They had to run through the smoke at that point. If the fake's going to work, they had to take this risk, but they didn't commit a flashbang to this area. If 1 flash would have done it, it would have pushed him back, but he was given too much room to work with there. It's 13-6, full eco. Only $1,900 into this round, Matt, so nothing invested. I think it was 1 flashbang. It'll be towards B, flash over the wall, hope for the best, jump in.
FNX, meanwhile, gets onto the stairwell with a Molotov to counter off that which thrown toward him. And Henny aggressive with shotgun now, where Snacks plays it from. They can keep that gun up, why not? It was successful for them last time. Maybe it's a good luck charm. It's been a while since we've seen the reason I looked, oh, Steel. They get lined up so well. FNX and he converge, and all 4 of the players showing go down. There's just 1 to find. It's AZ, and he's about to meet his maker as well. The reason I mentioned him getting aggressive with that shotgun, I was wondering if we're going to see an AWP in his hands get aggressive there. It's been a while since we've seen that. Snacks was the last one that I remember doing it frequently. A lot of players have stopped trying to flash off toward the statue because everyone's ready for it.
14-6. North once again, so far behind, but they do have a gun round to play with here in round number 21. 5 AKs, no AWP for occasion B. A shotgun for Henny, so that's something to work with here. CT money's not got out of hand just yet, but he could certainly have afforded an AWP if he wanted it, but let's see what he brings to the table. He's towards long A this time. Snacks-style gameplay with that Mag 7. Smokes them off for now. He'll be baited in by his teammate Bolts. We've actually got 3 players towards the A side of the map. Lucas, Bolts, and Henny, all at long A. Bit of an all-in play, and the Danish teams, to be fair, especially when these guys with Dignitas were known for favoring towards long A middle almost every single default they did. So this makes sense. And at this point, you can take a little bit of a calculated risk, stacking 3 players towards the A side of the map. And you can see, maybe it'll pay off as well. Cajun B, AZ and MSL ready to execute towards A. So they have some smokes as well towards connector. I think that one actually lands towards long A. We'll see where that goes.
Remember as well, it was 14-3 that North pulled back from. Fortunately lost 16-14, but on the first map, so it's capable. But as you say, they take the risk to stack this up. Henny, shotgun gets pulled in time. Finds the first, but AZ's line to take him down. Cajun's able to trade the next, and then they offset it. That's favorable for North considering the stack. Damage is substantial. AZ on 34, Cajun on 19, and they have to be careful as they cross, but Config spots Steel, who turns and makes no mistake finding the kill. It leaves 2 players on low HP. That might be enough for Immortals.
Yeah. AZ and Cajun B now. Not near the bomb side just yet. FNX tucks himself in towards the corner. 30 seconds remaining. Steel coming in for the flank as well. Comes down to FNX first. If he finds 1 kill, That pretty much does it, but the bomb's gone towards B. This is clever from Cajun, leaving AZ to make a distraction potential. Or just hold up towards Stables. As soon as he plants, AZ can stay there and kill the rotating player. I don't think FNX will be checking on this left-hand side. AZ's almost guaranteed this kill.
Oh!
Spots him.
Looked away.
Still
Did
going.
FNX not see him?
What's he done? Why has he done that? Why has he pulled the trigger?
Did he hit his mouse?
Why did he pull the trigger?
There was no reason. That was a bizarre well, either way, down he goes. He's found, and they check behind the door, but they don't counter it off in time. Cajun nearly makes up for it, but FNX is going to get them on map point. AZ watched him go by. He was dead to rights.
So he saw him go by, he missed his opportunity, right? And I still said, well, it doesn't matter anyway, he can still be guaranteed that frag. And he fires off a random bullet. There was no reason for it whatsoever. Maybe he was maybe he didn't notice and thought he was right next to him. He was trying to bait him close by.
So here is where you said he saw him, and he did, and then he turned back, doesn't. And there's the shot.
It doesn't make any sense to fire a bullet there. He was such low HP as well. He was guaranteed the frag at that point. So that bomb's down, he knows the CT's there. He could just wait for him to go towards connected. He fires off that shot. I'm gonna have to speak to him after and find out what was going on there. That was some sort of intention to bait him and keep him there.
And I say mouse hit keyboard, but it wasn't like he was swinging. It wasn't like his mouse would go over in that direction to hit the keyboard. Like, something doesn't add up. Maybe, I don't know, but to talk to him. That's the only way to figure that one out. But meanwhile, it's intact on map point, on series point, toward the A site, and Bolts with 3 says he wants to end it now. AZ will do everything in his power to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, some redemption required at this point. 2 versus 1, nails the first headshot.
But it's over, doesn't do it. Lucas has it. And Immortals make it further than last year. They went 3 maps with Na'Vi. They go 3, and they outlast North. They look better in most of the series, to be fair.
They did. They had some huge leads there. They opened up cash with a 13-2 lead. Overtime on Overpass as well, which wasn't their pick. And Cbble, they completely manhandled North there. 16-6. That last clutch, though, that was so confusing. And AZ has got to feel a little bit frustrated at that one. I thought the comeback had potential there, but they won that 2-on-2.
And I said North survived, that they almost pulled back Overpass in a crazy fashion, that they endured overtime and getting it to overtime after being up 6-0 on Overpass, and that they would be in the driver's seat on this map where we've seen them do so much on their CT sides, and yet Immortals took the game to them and rendered them almost useless in their positions. And Henny, what a series from him. I mean, FNX did a lot as well. He was great on this map. 105 ADR. That's, I think, for the entire series, but the op performance from Henny was insane.
Absolutely. Phenomenal to watch throughout, especially on the T sides, and Cbble as well to finish things off. FNX, those crazy rounds he did, the 4-on-2s, walking into the bomb site. So calm, so disciplined. Great CS overall. They may not be the most technical team, but in terms of raw firepower, they're right up there with the very best.
So Immortals to a semi-final, and I believe that means we should get a word from them on the stage. It's OJ standing by.
You believe correctly, Sadakist. Well, let's just talk about that first map. What was going on?
Man, we had like an excellent east side, but when we switched sides, man, in the beginning was like kind of easy because we won the pistol round, I think. We were like 14-something, and we lost the nick round that cost like almost the entire half, man.
But serious mental toughness. You needed that mental toughness. Had you lost that first map, I mean, that could have done you for the whole game.
Yeah, actually, man, it would be hard, man. If we lost that first map, man, only God knows what would be, man.
Just give us a little look behind the scenes then. What were you saying to each other? I think there was a little pause beforehand. When North were coming back at you, what were you saying to each other?
Actually, man, to be honest, on the first map and when they were coming back, our like communication was really calm and everyone was really calm. So that's what make like we won the first map. Everyone was really calm.
Well, there are easy ways and hard ways to make it through to the semi-finals here. When we talk about a Brazilian team in the semi-finals of the Intel Extreme Masters, people possibly wouldn't have thought it had been the Immortals.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Man, everyone was thinking that it would be SK, but man, this time is us, and I'm really happy that we are representing Brazil in this tournament.
Well, 12 months ago, I don't think anyone was thinking that SK, Luminosity as they were back then, were going to go on the run they did. Is this your time?
Yeah, I hope so, man. To play for this beautiful crowd, I think we have a chance, man.
There you go. You know how to play to the crowd. There's some people with flags down here. Did you see them waving the flags during the match?
Oh, of course we see, man. That's our boost. That's what makes we win the match.
Fabulous. Well, you've got FaZe next. How'd you approach that match?
It's going to be hard as always. We have like tough times playing against them. It's a really like hard matchup for us, but we're gonna study them and we're gonna do everything we can.
Are we going to see you lifting that trophy?
Maybe, I hope so. Only God knows.
Fabulous, thank you very much. A fabulous match, it went to 3. What a game as well. Put your hands together for your winners. They move through to the semi-finals. It's Immortals. Our second quarter's on the way after this break.
Eversell jumping